Hi guys,
Hey Summers.
welcome to Make 2 and the second in this line of reviews, discussions, thoughts on SimCity BuildIt.
So, you are still playing this game.
I said I didn't know if I would and I said I didn't like it, and obviously I, like that person, cannot see the forest for the trees. But I'm a better mayor than the guy in charge of the neighbouring city, so that makes me happy.
I could have predicted that you would still be playing this game.
I have been doing, like I said, only playing for, well, a few bits during the day, let's say in total 40 minutes maximum. And so stepping in, making some stuff, some resources, selling things, making some money, occasionally building a building, but not doing very much. I wanted to keep the expansion of my city slow so that it didn't get ahead of me and I didn't suddenly need to create more services, because the more buildings you have, the more power they need and the more sewage they require and that kind of thing. And that just costs money. So I wanted to build up a good stock of money.
Yeah, what are the changes that have happened?
So the top thing, let's just look at the stats. I currently have, as you can see, 15 keys. I've used some of these simcash notes to make my factories be able to have a bigger production queue. And I've currently only got 18,000, but I did have like 90,000 earlier today. And then in the other side, like my population, you can see I'm at 97,000. I think I was at 65,000 5 days ago, so it's gone up quite a bit, but not as much as it did when I first started playing. My Sims have gone up from 98% happy to 99% happy. I have no idea how to get 100% happy. And I'm on level 16 and I was on level 13 last time.
Yeah.
So some progress, not hugely fast. Gotta press those things. So the main town, I actually reorganized it. So actually this is a good view. If you can see, there's now these 3 main central highways. They've all been upgraded to 4-lane roads. And there's no through roads between these 3 sets of roads because I wanted to maximize the concentration of buildings within the space so that I can keep as many buildings and as many services close together. So I think last time it was between every block, so between every one of these sort of buildings there'd be a road going lengthwise, and every few blocks there'd be a road going across. And I've got rid of basically most of those roads, so it's a much denser city. Almost all these buildings are as big as they can be. The interesting thing is there's a whole bunch of ones over here that are the ones probably similar, if you remember, which you probably do, the ones I was showing you last week. Oops. But there's another one like this one, which is new, right in the center, the one with a helipad.
That's pretty cool.
And the one next to it is new as well. And I actually think this one, this cream-colored one, is new. And so I've got to check on that. This big swirly building is also new. Yeah, this is my favorite so far. So if you just build buildings normally at lower levels, you only ever get to these standard ones. But if you want to get to the helipad one and the swirly one, you've got to do something a bit different. And I'm going to show you a view here. I've been reading up online. There's a really good website which I'll link to in the show notes called SC BuildIt, which has lots of interesting geeky articles. But if you see here, you can see your town value, and the dark blue areas are the higher value, the light blue areas are the lower values. So that's good. You can see, well, you want your main town to be higher value. And if you click on this display, this is the wealth forecast. This is what sorts of homes will be built when you next upgrade. Over here, this is the premium color, no?
No, it's the standard homes.
I'm colorblind and I'm not great with colors, as you often remind me. But all the middle one, this swathe here, is now all luxurious.
Yeah.
And early in the week, I was getting them to be luxurious right at the beginning when they're small properties, but not when they get really big. I've built more interesting things for them to do. Things like parks, education, and transport. If you've got a bunch of them all together, will make the neighborhood more luxurious. So that's why I've now got all of these in orange, and that's how, when I upgrade these buildings now, they will become skyscrapers.
So it looks like from all of that white space, you've got all of your education and transport and services kind of lined up very close together in the center there.
It's a mix of essential services, which is fire, police, and now from level 16, health. And I've got a big hospital right here in the middle. This is my hospital.
Wow, that covers a big area.
Yeah, this is the top of the line one, which I wanted to go for first off because it's the best value for money. And that covered everything, so that's really cool, but that was 60,000 and takes up 2 big lots. But they're on this site that has these great descriptions of what is, for your money, what's the most efficient in terms of coverage, in terms of how much space it takes up. And the big hospital is the most efficient, even though it's the most expensive.
So as long as you save up ahead of time, then
yeah. So I didn't get to level 16 until I had 70,000 simoleons, Sims money. So yeah, so this view shows you, like I said, this is all the really condensed areas of health, fire, police, parks, and then also the 2 specializations I've got, which are education. You can see I've just got these 2 buildings. I don't know, this is an what's this?
Oh. Public library.
Okay, I didn't realize I built that. I've got a public library, and I have the Department of Education, and then I also have transport, which I think I might have had last week, but I've got those very centered, and these add populations we spoke about last week. So this one, transportation, adds 21,000 population. Education, not as much yet, only at 6,000. Parks add 12,000. So far, transport's been really good at boosting my population, but they've also got prime real estate in the center. So what you can do, let me just show you, if I take this park and move it around, you can see this number move. It's now at 7,000, 7,000, 7,000, and back in the middle, 12,000. So then you can work out where's the best place for it to go within the currently empty lots. So if you want to work out where should I put it and what if I move around other buildings, you can't do that, and that's a bit tricky to do. So there are people online who get to like 2.5 million population town value by doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So I probably will have to pretty soon re-engineer where I put everything in my town to try and get maximum service coverage and maximum population density. But the problem I do have now is these roads can now be upgraded, and upgrading them, this one, as you can see, costs 22,000. Last time to upgrade, let's say, this road to a 2-lane to a 4-lane only costs a few thousand. So it's getting much more expensive, and I have to be careful of my population so I don't need to get more road upgrades. I think I've probably worn you out talking about my residences, but let's talk about my stores. I have some new stores and some new items I can get. The newest store is this gardening store down here, and I've been able to make some potted plants. So this is a tree sapling. I can also now make tables from the furniture store. Still can only make this called leek and potato on the vegetables. I think the same I had last time, the shovel and everything else. Can now make, on the building supplies, cement blocks using chemicals, which I hadn't had before, and glue. So obviously these 2 are worth quite a lot when you sell them, like a few hundred each. And in terms of raw produce, I can now produce chemicals, and also over here, textiles, which I haven't found much of a use for yet. But all of these just, you keep adding to your inventory. I then sell them at the trade depot, and a lot of the time I'm concentrating on building the things that the cargo ship needs so that every time it comes I can get cash, because you probably get 1,000 from each of these shipments, and you also get a key, which means you can upgrade those special services.
You mean you can get 1,000 simcash?
Not 1,000 of the coins.
Okay.
Every shipment, so you can get probably 3,000 a day if you do 3 a day, because they come every 6 hours. So that's a good tip. If you do that, so basically I check in to build things that the cargo ship wants, then I do the cargo ship shipments, and then I sell things at the trade depot, and occasionally I'll upgrade a house. So this is only taking me a few minutes to upgrade, so I'll probably upgrade this house later. There's one more thing that I can now do because I've got a population over 90,000, and that's over here. going to click on this. You can see I can now build a view tower which can unlock disasters. It costs 60,000 though, and I think it takes 24 hours to build. So I'd like, before I do the next video, to have upgraded that and got that built and ready to go with a disaster. So live, while recording, I can see what happens when a disaster strikes the city and then see how I'm supposed to deal with it.
Sounds kind of spicy.
Yeah, as spicy as occasionally playing this game, designing a town gets. But I think the thing that's kept me going is there's the tactical stuff, as I said, about the making your bricks and making your different things and collecting your monies. But there's also the how can I design the city in the most efficient way. It's still pretty rudimentary and it is definitely slow going and I'd like to have lots more money. But there's just something that's like, oh, well, what if I did just fill out this space and have a big city and could then, I don't know, have lots of Sims. I guess that's the goal. I'm going to keep at it for another go. I'm at least going to get one more week and then we'll see. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please like us, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date with the next installment of SimCity BuildIt.
Thanks for watching.